Aquarius, welcome to the 2026 AstroHouse Deep Dive reading. And so the way this is structured, I have all 12 houses along the top row. I have all the signs underneath, starting with Aquarius here in the first house. So what I'm going to do, it's a tarot reading for the astrology house, so for the topics that are covered in that house. So watch this if you're used to watching for your sun, your moon, your rising, Venus, stellium, whatever normally applies to you from a tarot standpoint still applies here. It's just that the sign may not completely correlate with the house, depending on whether or not this is your rising sign. With that, let's dive in. So the first house here, it's known as the house of self. So this is your personality, your self-expression, your conscious self, your approach to life, attitude, viewpoint, energy, assertiveness, ego, physical presentation, vitality, body, first impression, outward behavior, how you see the world, and how the world sees you. And so that's the first house card with all the topics. And then it's in the sign of Aquarius. And so Aquarius is innovative, artistic, individualistic, compassionate, visionary, humanitarian, eclectic, courageous, and optimistic. And so one thing to note right now, as we're starting out the reading, so right now, as I'm recording this, December 2025, we have the nodes in the signs of Pisces and Virgo. So the north node in Pisces, the south node in Virgo. That is going to hold true until July 26, 2026. And then the north node is actually going to shift into the sign of Aquarius. So it's going to be affecting you in your first house here. It's going to be affecting your physical person, maybe the way that you express yourself, the way that other people see you. And so the north node is connected to future, its purpose, growth, potential, karmic path, destiny, what you need to learn, and where you're going. And so with that, let's get your overall first house energy for 2026. So Four of Wands. So Four of Wands is a reason to celebrate. I love this showing up right away as the first card in the reading, because this is about you finding stability and success within yourself. I'm getting the Hierophant. So both of these are marriage cards. Take it as it resonates. Something is coming into alignment for you. Something is coming into alignment, and it's creating stability, and it's actually creating this sense of happiness around you. The way that you're approaching things feels like there's a shift that's taking place, but for the better. I'm also getting the Eight of Cups here. So you're walking away from anything that doesn't serve you. You're going after something better, more productive, more in alignment with what you want. And I do feel like this year, and this actually feels like it's pretty early in the year, something clicks into place. Something is coming into alignment for you because of all the work that you've done. Whatever it is that you're walking away from now, keep doing that. So let's get the obstacles and challenges here for your first house. Oh, you're closing out a cycle. So and that's coming through pretty loud and clear. I'm getting the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, stress, fear, anxiety. This is the way it's coming through. It feels like it's a fear of the unknown. But it does feel like this is something that you're closing out of right now. This is part of that walking away energy of the Eight of Cups. I'm also getting the Hanged Man, a pause or delay, giving you an opportunity to see things from a different point of view. The Nine of Wands coming through. And so the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. The two nines showing up here with the Hanged Man in the center tell me that on the other side of closing out a cycle, that's when something clicks into place. That's where the alignment is. Until that happens, the alignment feels like it's in flux. You're not going to really see any of it until you close out of an old cycle here. One that, because I already get the sense that you're working through this. This is not going to be new information here, not the way the energy is coming through. You've been working on this for a period of time. And so this actually just feels like when you're able to really identify from the big picture perspective how maybe an old wound, an old insecurity has been affecting you and kind of blocking some of your happiness here, you're more than ready to let go of it. It's more the recognition and the awareness. Once that clicks into place, you're ready for the new beginning. So what is the advice here for your first house? All major cards. Chariot, Cancer energy, success and victory. So keep moving forward. The Magician, manifesting what you want. It's working towards your goals and dreams here. And the Justice card, it's balancing something within you. This is the alignment that I'm picking up on. It starts with letting go of an old cycle. It's kind of breaking all ties to anything here that's holding you back. And it feels like that creates a level of balance within yourself that gives you more strength and power to go after something that you want here. It's the Magician with the Chariot. It feels like you're free to go after it once you let go of that self-limiting behavior, because it is coming through as a self-limiting behavior. You're heading in the right direction, though. So out of all the readings that I've done so far, so you're number 11 out of 12. And I don't think anybody has started off this positive from a reading standpoint. So the next house is the second house, and it's known as the house of values. So it's connected to money and finances. Think of the money that you have in a bank account, in your savings account. It's also connected to possessions, security, investments, material desires, expenses, movable property, debt management, assets, financial responsibility, resources, physical environment. Self-worth is also part of this house. How you relate to and feel about the material world, what you value and why. And so this is the second house card. And it's in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is intuitive, compassionate, generous, creative, gentle, imaginative, selfless, influential, romantic, and emotional. And right now, again, as I'm recording this, December 2025, the North Node is sitting here in this sign. So it's been here all of 2025. The shift into Pisces happened back in January. And so until July 26, 2026, you're still going to be kind of opening yourself up, learning things about yourself, maybe your own worth, other connections to what you value, what is worthy of your kind of attention and just investment here, because the North Node is still sitting here. And again, that's what you need to learn and where you're going. So I'll hold that up a little bit closer. So let's get your overall second house energy for 2026. So the Eight of Wands is forward movement. So you're taking action here, but it actually feels like a lot of freedom connected to this card. The way that you're approaching something here, you're free to go after it. You're actively and maybe even just excitedly going after something. Page of Wands, yeah, I'm getting more of that energy. So the Page of Wands, initiating something new. Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups here, focused on long-term happiness and success. And then I get the King of Pentacles, so long-term stability here. You're taking some sort of action around what you value that is kind of prioritizing your emotional well-being and focusing here on long-term success and stability. So it feels like here, whatever you're kind of inspired to do or motivated to do, this is a lot of green light energy. Go after it. So what are the obstacles and challenges here for your second house? So I'm getting the Lovers here. So that Gemini energy, this really actually speaks to getting clear on exactly what you want and then being able to take action against it. I get the Devil energy here. And so the Devil energy feels like it's clouding this. It's making it difficult for you to see exactly what you want, what you value, what action you need to take in order to embrace this more, in order to create the long-term success and stability of the King of Pentacles. And the Four of Cups is a card of stagnation. And this is not a time to kind of sit still and let everything unfold. Action is going to be required here. And so the Four of Cups is an obstacle if you choose to kind of let it be. If you choose to just stay exactly where you are and not take any kind of action, that would block any of this from actually coming to fruition. This really is a clear indication that action's required on your part. So what is the advice here for your second house? So the Hanged Man is coming through. And so the Hanged Man is a pause or delay in order to see things from a different point of view. So any kind of action that you are going to take, make sure that you're looking at the big picture. Look at the long term, because you are being encouraged to start something that has long-term stability connected to it. Two of Pentacles, and then prioritize it. King of Cups. King of Cups is emotional growth and maturity. And this is really, it's the way that you're approaching this, because it's not just about the material. This is also connected to how you feel about the entire decision, the action, the goals that you have set for yourself. And so it's incorporating all of that into your decision-making process. And it's the Hanged Man here. Take a look at the big picture, because it's not just a financial gain. There's something else that you're trying to create for yourself. And maybe it's not a financial gain at all, but there's some sort of success long-term that's also tied to your happiness that you're being encouraged to do in 2026. And so the next house here is the third house, and it's the house of communication. So it's connected to your conscious mind, your correspondence, your expression, written and verbal language, ideas, data processing, early education, learning, community, siblings, neighbors, technology, transportation, short journeys, so anything by car, how you think, process, perceive, and share information. And so this is the third house card. And it's in the sign of Aries. And Aries is assertive, determined, ambitious, spontaneous, brave, curious, independent, resourceful, competitive, and a leader. And so let's get your overall third house for 2026. So I'm getting the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is about going after something here that you really want. I'm getting the Three of Swords. What you're actually doing is twofold. You're going after something you really want here, and you're leaving some sort of sadness, a disappointment, a betrayal, some sort of heartbreak in the past. Because I'm also getting the King of Cups. This actually tells me that you're growing through something, that you're internally processing an old wound or an old situation here in order to come out stronger, more confident, more grounded in yourself emotionally. You go from a knight to a king. It's not about the gender, it's about the strength of the card and the way that you're presenting yourself. You're healing from something here. So what are the obstacles and challenges for your third house? Three of Wands, this is a card of patience. Two of Wands, seeing opportunity and potential, and the Queen of Cups. So this isn't about another person. This really is coming through in the context of, until you heal this wound, it's not going to be easy to see exactly where you want to go or to be able to trust yourself in the process, because there's something that you need to do from an emotional standpoint. Ground yourself, do the inner work, do the healing so that you are clear on exactly what decision that you want to make with this Two of Wands, where you see opportunity and potential so that you can move in this direction. Three of Wands is really just a timing card. And so it's take whatever time is necessary in order for you to close out this wound, in order to kind of grow into that King of Cups, nurturing yourself along the way so that you are able to identify what opportunity you want to pursue. It's the clarity that you're looking for that happens on the other side of the healing process, because that's where you're stabilizing. So what is the advice here for your third house? Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, it's seeking clarity. It's clearing away the past. It's giving you the visibility into the future. Queen of Wands, so that you can take action here. Magician, manifest what you want. Work towards goals and dreams that you've set for yourself. And so the message here is really clear. It's do the inner work, do the healing, allow yourself to kind of grow through and release an old wound so that you do have the visibility, that you're able to take the action that leads down the path of your goals and dreams. And so the next house is the fourth house, and it's known as the house of home and family. So it is connected to your history, your ancestry, your parents, real estate, property, land, roots, family and cultural traditions, foundation, childhood, nurturing parent, physical and emotional concept of home, conditions in early and late life, and the atmosphere that shaped you. And so this is the fourth house card. And it's in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is stable, hardworking, reliable, patient, trustworthy, practical, sensual, generous, and loyal. And so let's get your overall fourth house for 2026. The wound is showing up. So I'm getting the Nine of Swords showing up here. So stress, the fear, the anxiety around an old wound here with the Ten of Swords. So it feels like it might be connected to your family, your ancestry, something connected to your home environment here. Three of Wands. This is something that you've been working through for a while. This is continue doing the work, continue making progress. It's letting go of an old situation, an old wound. I'm getting a childhood wound. Take that as it resonates. This Ten of Swords is a painful ending. It's that rock bottom energy. It's the fear connected to finding yourself back in a situation like that. So spend the time healing. Spend the time that you need working through this. Let's get the obstacles and challenges here. This is coming through as more advice than anything else. The Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is self-love and self-care. This is really shifting the narrative in your mind. This is getting you to a point of trusting yourself, loving yourself, saying, you know what, I've done so much in my life. I've been able to overcome so many things. This is really something that I need to let go of because it's not allowing for happiness. It's not allowing for any kind of progress in my life. And so right now it's showing up as a block, but it's more of this is what you need to do in order to work through this. I'm also getting the Lovers showing up here. So it could be connected to a relationship, could be an old relationship wound because this is the house of home. And so it could be connected to that. Take it as it resonates. But the Lovers is about the choices that you make. It's about learning to trust yourself and the actions and the choices and just everything coming at it from a more mature standpoint. It's the growth that we saw earlier with the King of Cups. It's stepping into that grounded energy that says, I have control of my emotions. I know what's in my best interest, and I need to act accordingly. You're growing, even without closing out this cycle, you've already grown enough that you're not going to find yourself in exactly the same situation. I'm also getting the Judgment card, which is that resurrection, rebirth energy. Again, these actually feel more like the direction that you need to go, the advice here. It's really stepping into your higher strength, your higher power here. It's making a very clear choice to focus on overcoming this, releasing it, so that you can have something better on the horizon. So what is the advice here for your fourth house? King of Pentacles, prioritizing your long-term stability here. Three of Swords, so it's working through the wound. It's giving yourself the grace and the time here with that Three of Wands. Spend whatever time that you need kind of addressing this, but recognize just how much stronger you're getting every time that you focus on this. And when you kind of let go of it, because it feels like it's in layers, it doesn't feel like you're going to release everything all at once. You're kind of chipping away at this. That's the long-term success here with the King of Pentacles. That's also the time element connected to Pentacles and the Three of Wands. I'm also getting the Empress here. And so the Empress is about focusing on what you love and value, creating balance and alignment within yourself. It's working through it but with the intent and the understanding that you're going to feel better on the other side, that this is a wound. Once healed, it's not going to repeat, because you're not going to be the same person, not with this Judgment card coming through. And so the next house here is the 5th house, and it's known as the house of pleasure and fun. So it's connected to passion, creativity, entertainment, recreation, athletics, fun, music, fashion, art, self-expression, dating, casual love affairs, so anything that doesn't lead to marriage, sex, flirtation, drama, theater, imagination, performing, playfulness, children, and fertility. And so this is the 5th house card, and it's in the sign of Gemini. And Gemini is curious, communicative, agile, adaptable, intelligent, youthful, outgoing, creative, and perceptive. And so let's get your overall 5th house for 2026. 2 more. So I have the Queen of Cups showing up here, which is that self-love, self-care. It's prioritizing what really is in your best interest. Justice. So something here is balancing out within you. It's the wound that we've been picking up, but I'm also getting the healing process and journey. And so it looks like here things are going to balance out the way that you want by prioritizing yourself. Knight of Wands, so that you can move forward. You can kind of take action against whatever you enjoy doing in your spare time, because that's really what the 5th house is all about. Think of everything that you enjoy doing outside of working hours. That's the 5th house. And you want to be able to go after it. And it feels like here you are going to be able to. Because I'm also getting the Chariot, which is that movement forward, that card of success and victory. And so I love to see that showing up here, because it feels like you're more balanced and grounded. It's giving you the freedom and just the inspiration to do something here that you really enjoy doing. And I'm getting a lot of success connected to it. It's almost like once you start going down the process of enjoying your spare time and not having to kind of think about the wound or get caught up in the wound energy, you're kind of encouraged to keep going down this path, because it's going to feel good. It's going to feel more inviting and warm. So what are the obstacles and challenges here for your 5th house? Five of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is leaving something out in the cold. When you're able to release that wound that's already shown up here in the reading, that's when you're free to go after what you want. So it is about doing the work early on, putting in as much time and energy as is necessary in order to kind of overcome the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, all that painful energy we picked up on. This is going to be necessary for you to fully embrace just what you enjoy doing. I'm getting the Emperor. And so the Emperor is focused here on stability. And so it's Aries energy. It's about taking action, but it's knowing your own worth and value. So it feels like that is part of the healing process, kind of recognizing what your worth and what your value is, so that you're able to kind of go after something here. Because I'm definitely getting that insecurity coming through again. Or maybe feeling like you're not worthy of just happiness or joy in your life, or being able to maximize it in some way. But the Emperor here, I mean, the Emperor knows his worth and value. It's the Devil that really ultimately is the block here. And it's the Strength card. So it is about finding the strength within yourself to kind of conquer the Devil energy. Now, the Devil's Capricorn, the Leo energy of strength. It's really about knowing exactly what action that you need to take, when not to take action, how to let go of the old situation. There's a lot that feels like it's connected to this, because I'm getting a lot of layers into the way that you need to identify, address, release the Devil. Because the Devil's holding you back. It's not giving you the freedom and the flexibility to do something here that you really want to do. You're capable of doing it. It's just a matter of working through it. So what is the advice here for your 5th house? The Three of Cups is focused on happiness. So spend time just doing the things that you enjoy, friends, family, activities, whatever really kind of makes you feel good and warm and happy. Do that, because I'm getting the Six of Wands with it, which is success and victory. So prioritize making this part of your 2026, because I'm also getting the Empress here. And so I'm getting a lot of relationship energy with the Three of Cups and even here with the Empress. And so it's prioritizing what's the most meaningful in your life. Even if early on you're still kind of dealing with the wound and kind of working through all of that, this is really saying just make sure that you're spending time doing on things that you enjoy as well, because this actually may help you in the healing process. Because it feels like once you start kind of, I don't want to say forcing yourself, but once you start making this a priority, even if it's just a little bit at a time, you're going to feel better about things. You're going to feel happier, more joy, more just pleasure around the life that you're living. And it's going to inspire you to kind of keep going. So keep healing from and releasing the past. And at the same time, moving forward in the future. I do feel like something here is going to click though. All of a sudden you're going to free, because I'm getting freedom. You're going to feel free to go after what you want. You're going to have more time, more energy available to enjoy the things that you enjoy doing. I'm definitely getting that. I'm not getting timing on that one though, which does tell me it's going to be a little bit different for everybody here. So the next house here, the sixth house, it's known as the house of work and health, but it's really about your daily life, your daily routines. So it's connected to your health, your vitality, your well-being, fitness, diet, hygiene, habits, structure, schedule, duty, tasks, healing, volunteer and humanitarian work, employment, necessary work, service, pets, and small creatures. And so this is the sixth house card. And it's in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is nurturing, loyal, supportive, intuitive, compassionate, resilient, domestic, empathetic, and protective. And so let's get your overall 2026 sixth house energy. So I just got the phrase that you're on the go. So take that as it resonates. Not everybody's on the go, but definitely got that phrase. Knight of Wands coming through. And so the Knight of Wands is taking action. This is forward movement. It can be impulsive at times. The Moon, but you're leading with your heart. There's some sort of emotional balance and alignment that's coming through. If you're making changes here around the way that you operate on a regular basis, so whatever kind of daily life that you've set up for yourself, it feels like you're inspired and motivated to make changes, but these changes align with how you feel. I'm also getting the Ten of Pentacles. They're aligned with long-term goals here as well. And so it could be connected to marriage. Take it as it resonates. The Ten of Pentacles is a marriage card. It's really about the legacy and the success, the kind of long-term stability that you're looking for. So any changes that are happening here, you're prioritizing your emotional well-being and your long-term stability. That has actually shown up earlier in the reading, and it's showing up here again. Those two feel like they go completely hand in hand. You're not operating in isolation. You're not focused on just happiness or focused just on long-term stability and success. It's really about how do I incorporate the two. So what are the obstacles and challenges here with your sixth house? So the Two of Cups is coming through. So it could be an obstacle if there is another person, because this could be a relationship of some sort, whether it's romantic or some other kind of union. Probably romantic the way it's coming through, because it's not just that one. I do have the World, and I also have the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands, Two of Cups, if this is about a relationship, then obviously changes that you make would have to include the other person. You're not going to be able to just completely arbitrarily make changes without any say or input from somebody else here. But if that's not your story, what is happening here is something needs to come into alignment. The Two of Cups and the Four of Wands are both very stable, balanced energies. And so in the middle is the World. And so the World is closing out the old cycle where, as you're dealing with a wound, it's not easy to stay balanced. And the majority of the time, you're not going to be balanced. And so it is finding a way to kind of work through the past so that you can establish the kind of life that you want to live. Take action that allows for you to pursue something here long term. Set yourself up for success in a way that kind of prioritizes your emotional well-being and that kind of goal of long-term success. Part of this is going to come through closure, closing out the past. What is the advice here for you? King of Wands. So this is action oriented. I'm getting the Eight of Swords with it. Now, the Eight of Swords is that self-imposed prison of the mind. But the way that this is coming through, don't let yourself get so caught up mentally in anything here that's happening that it makes it almost paralyzing to take any kind of action. Because you can overthink a situation and never act. The King of Wands is saying, no, you need to kind of overcome this. Get out of your head. Take some sort of action here. Six of Cups, card of nostalgia. Connected to the past, yes, but it's also about pursuing your happiness, balancing yourself and balancing your life, creating that structure in a way that allows for more happiness to come in. That's what you're being directed to do and encouraged to do here. And so the next house is the 7th house, and it's the house of partnerships. It's also the house of marriage. Primarily first marriage, although second marriage is also a part of that house. Second marriage is more 9th house, but 7th house, because it's really focused on one-to-one relationships. All of those significant relationships in your life, even outside of marriage, are part of the 7th house. It is the one-to-one marriage, romantic partners, but it's also business partnerships, peers, enemies, contracts, agreements, negotiation, divorce, lawsuits, courts, treaties, how you relate to others and why. And so this is the 7th house. And it's in the sign of Leo. And Leo is charismatic, brave, ambitious, confident, enthusiastic, passionate, generous, protective, and a leader. And so earlier we talked about the North Node going from Pisces into Aquarius. That means the South Node is going to move on July 26, 2026 from Virgo into Leo. And so the South Node is focused on the past. It's what's already familiar, connected to past lives, origin, mastery, completion, stagnation, what you already know, and where you came from. And so this is about releasing old cycles here. So let's get your overall 7th house for 2026. So I'm getting the Fool showing up here. So you have a brand new beginning that's showing up in your relationships. And again, these are the most significant relationships in your life, romantic, business, or anything else here, like mentor, mentee, all of that. And so the Fool indicates a brand new start, new chapter. 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Wands is a card of patience. It's waiting for your ships to come in. It's really about this, the 9 of Swords. This indicates maybe some sort of delay for a new beginning to really take hold because you're working through that 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords has shown up before. It's connected to any kind of stress or fear, even fear around relationships. If that was something that you're healing from in the past, this could indicate that you need to kind of heal from something first before you're ready for something new. But you do have a new beginning showing up here. So let's get the obstacles and challenges for your 7th house. So I'm getting the 2 of Wands here. The 2 of Wands is about seeing opportunity, making a choice, moving in this direction. This is connected to the healing process. This will become clear to you when you let go of an old wound. And it does look like it's a relationship wound here because showing up in the blocks or the barriers, the obstacles and challenges, I've got the King and the Queen of Wands showing up here. So that's divine counterpart energy. Take it as it resonates, but it feels like it's difficult to see real opportunity or where you want to go until you've closed out an old wound, until you've healed from whatever this is. Then things become more clear to you. Then you're able to make a choice, move down that path. What is the advice here for your 7th house? So the Wheel of Fortune, so this is Jupiter energy. It's all about growth and expansion. It's a divine turn of events. So you're being guided and assisted by the universe in the healing process and in opening up to new opportunities. I'm getting the Ace of Wands here. So the Ace of Wands, it's initiating action. Take action, but here, 4 of Swords, it's healing. It's also the release. It's giving yourself the time needed in order to allow the healing process to complete, in order to kind of integrate all of those lessons within you, and then you're able to move forward here. That's when growth and expansion is really going to take off. It's on the other side of the wound closing and you being ready for the new beginning here. And so the next house is the 8th house, and it's the house of death and transformation. So it's connected to death and birth, rebirth, change, spirituality, soul growth, regeneration, the occult, secrets, shadow side of the psyche, shared possessions, partners, finances, hidden desires, sexuality, intimacy, inheritance, wills, loans, and taxes. And so this is the 8th house card. And it's in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is analytical, responsible, organized, hardworking, logical, patient, reliable, faithful, and altruistic. And so currently this is where the South Node is sitting. So it's been here all of 2025 and will still be in Virgo through July 26, 2026, when it then moves into Leo. And so any kind of lessons, any kind of completion, that's still showing up here. So this is that South Node card. It's what you've already learned. There's no lessons left for you. When the South Node is transiting and you find yourself letting go of old cycles, it's because there's nothing left for you to learn. This is the time to let that all go because you're making space for something new. So what is your overall 2026 8th house energy? High Priestess. So the High Priestess, it's trusting your intuition. It's balance. Ace of Wands, it's acting from a place of trusting your intuition here. 5 of Cups, shift in perspective. So this is a house of transformation, and it feels like you are shifting your perspective. You're being encouraged to change your perspective. It's really about acting from those 2 of Cups behind the person that are still standing, not acting from a place of loss, the 3 of Cups that are spilled over in front. And so taking this action allows for you to trust yourself, your intuition, act from a place of emotional balance, because that is exactly what the High Priestess is. This is also all work that's happening internally to you. This is nothing external. I don't feel like anybody on the outside is going to be able to witness the work that's taking place here. I'm getting that as a very strong message, because it feels like when you're ready to kind of come out of this wound and really have completed the healing process, you might find you're shocking other people. Just the way that you are now approaching things, they're not used to it. They don't know you've been working through this. And so it does feel almost like a phoenix rising energy. So what are the obstacles and challenges here for the 8th house? Three of Cups, happiness. Page of Cups, going after something here that you want. And the 5 of Pentacles, it's really about letting go of the old in favor of the new. It's giving yourself the freedom to say, you know what, whatever happened in the past, it's done, it's over. I'm addressing it. I'm making peace with it. I'm letting it all go so that I can shift my mindset and perspective, be able to take whatever action allows me to move forward with my life. Tell me about the advice here for the 8th house. What's the advice? So the Ace of Pentacles here, so it's building something new. It's focusing on long-term, building something stable and grounded, meant to be long-lasting. The Hermit, so Virgo energy coming through. And so this is a lot of internal reflection. It's the healing process. It's taking whatever time that you need to work through everything, kind of let it all go so that you can build something new. We've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles showing up here. This would be action connected to a long-term goal that you have that has also shown up repeatedly in the reading. And Five of Wands. And so the Five of Wands, it's working through all the obstacles and challenges. It's really about making all the necessary change. This is a house of change. It's a house of death and rebirth. I have the Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. All the fives are change cards. And so to have 3 out of the 9 directly impact or directly reflect a change here indicates that you're going through a transformation. And it does feel like this is a foundational, kind of fundamental to you. Well, that's your foundation. It's that kind of change that's happening within you. And I really strongly get the sense that other people are going to be surprised by this kind of new version of yourself. When you're ready to kind of demonstrate and focus on something here that you really want, I do get the sense that people that have known you for a while they're used to you in one sense, and they're going to see you in a different sense, and it's going to feel very different for them as well. That's how much of a change I'm picking up on. And so the next house is the 9th house. It's the house of philosophy and knowledge. And so it's connected to higher wisdom, study, the superconscious mind, religion, ideologies, belief systems, exploration, foreign destinations, travel, so anything by plane, global awareness, mental exploration, publishing, law, ethics and morals, and large animals. And so this is the 9th house card. And it's in the sign of Libra. Libra is charming, diplomatic, refined, balanced, fair, objective listener, empathetic, understanding, and romantic. And so let's get your overall 9th house for 2026. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the 9th house, just because of all the topics that it covers, if you want to think of it from a growth and expansion standpoint, anything that helps you grow and expand your thought process, your ideologies, your belief system, because that is actually being reflected here. So I'm getting the Hanged Man. And so any kind of pause or delay is giving you that chance to see things differently. It's really focused here on your long term, focused on the future energy here. It's understanding the past and the impact that it's had, but also the awareness and recognition that any past cycle, once it's complete, it's complete. You're then moving forward. The Hermit, a lot of internal reflection here, that Virgo energy of healing, focusing, spending time, maybe in isolation here, giving yourself the time to really focus on the big picture. And then I get the Tower showing up here. So the Tower, Uranus energy, which is one of the rulers here of Aquarius, and this actually feels like a breakthrough, some sort of healing, energetic breakthrough. So I'm getting it in a couple different ways. So I feel like you're going to have some sort of knowledge around like the Hanged Man. Something is going to click into place when you're looking at the big picture and you're understanding the past. There's something about understanding the past that feels like, okay, now I have that understanding on how it happened, why I felt that way, and how much it's affected me. And it feels like that understanding allows for real progress to be made, that you're going to be able to let go of the wound and the healing process, close it all out so that you can move forward. They all feel so heavily interconnected. It's almost like all at once, when everything clicks into place, you're free. That's exactly how it feels. So let's get the obstacles and challenges here for your 9th house. Queen of Pentacles here. So the Queen of Pentacles, it's stability. And this really does reflect change, especially with the Tower showing up here, because the Tower is that kind of sudden change, sudden awareness and awakening. And so it would kind of keep you out of alignment, keep you out of balance until all the lessons kind of finally settle in. The moon, so the moon is your emotions. It's also anything hidden beneath the surface. The tower is not going to let anything stay hidden, not with the Hanged Man and the Hermit here. This is a lot of internal reflection, going deep within yourself. So all of those hidden wounds, all of that kind of total impact, it's going to come up to the surface here. Six of Cups, card of nostalgia. So prioritizing happiness. This actually feels like you're healing from something here in the past. Until everything comes up to the surface and you're able to identify what that true impact is for your overall life, it's going to be a little bit slower moving forward, but I do get the sense that you're still going to be moving forward. You're not going to be standing still. It's just going to be a little bit slower. And then I'm getting like a time speed up as soon as that recognition and awareness hits. It's the tower energy, that breakthrough energy. So what is the advice here for your ninth house? So the Page of Wands, it's taking action, and it's that I feel inspired and motivated to take action. Now, the page itself could be a little bit impulsive, not really considering the consequences. I get the Two of Pentacles though. So the action here, make it around what you prioritize. The Two of Pentacles says you have a lot going on, and there is a need to prioritize what really matters to you. And so act in a way that aligns with what is most significant. Ace of Cups, and so initiate that new beginning here. And so when the opportunity presents itself for you to be able to move forward, because this actually feels like the healing process, allow things to click into place. The advice, it feels more on the other side of the tower energy, where you're going to be free to go after what you want. You're going to be liberated from whatever this was that was holding you back. And so with that, it's, yes, I'm ready to take action, but make sure that you're prioritizing the Ace of Cups, acting from a place of, this is how I feel, this is what I want. And the Two of Pentacles, this is what's most significant or important to me. Let these two guide the action that you're taking. And so the next house here is the 10th house. And the 10th house, it's career and public reputation. But even after retirement, there's still a connection here, because it is your legacy, your success, your status, achievements, respect, authority, professional goals, power, influence, public persona, recognition, destiny, contribution to society, fame, how we want to be remembered, and then typically associated with father or the dominant parent. And so this is the 10th house card. And it's in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is passionate, ambitious, perceptive, dominant, intense, sensual, emotional, mysterious, and introspective. So let's get your overall 10th house for 2026. I love this. So I'm getting the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, it's a new beginning energy, but it's a releasing. It's clarity. It's this. You're letting go of the Ten of Swords. Once that awareness and the recognition kicks in on how much this is affecting you, again, an old wound. And I was getting childhood, but take it as it resonates. This Ten of Swords, when you let go of an old situation, a painful ending, everything opens up. I've got the Sun card showing up here, but it's more around the hope, the optimism, the clarity around the direction that you want to go. I'm getting in the sense of the illumination. So understanding just how much this wound has actually affected you here. And just, I actually feel like it's connected to your worth and value. There's something around the way that you feel about yourself that's coming through in the reading. And it feels like that's part of the healing process. It's restoring that kind of faith within yourself. And so if you've been held back in some way around your career or public reputation because you didn't feel like you were capable or not worthy, and it feels like once you start digging into this wound and you start really understanding all of the impact, things are shifting. The awareness, the necessary to release energy comes through, and the kind of moving forward with the sun. I do get everything opening up for you though. On the other side of the release, I do feel like things are opening up. So let's get any obstacles or challenges here for your 10th house. Temperance, so balance, Judgment, your resurrection, rebirth energy, and then the Hermit here, Virgo, a lot of internal reflection and healing. The way that the obstacles are really coming through, it's once you kind of understand the wound and you close out the cycle, that's when balance takes in or comes into play. That's when you step into that Phoenix rising energy of the Judgment card. In the meantime, you're doing a lot of internal reflection and healing, and that's connected to the wound here. I'm getting like this very clear line throughout this entire reading where you've got this healing that you're going through and you're already working through it. This is not new information. And it feels like something is going to come to a close here in 2026. And on the other side of it, kind of blending the energies. So ramping down the old, starting up the new, it feels like things are opening up for you and you're going to be free, lighter, more able to go after something here that you want. And it's being reflected here again in the 10th house. So let's get the advice for you. The Magician, manifesting what you want, going after your goals and dreams. It's working towards them. Four of Wands, a reason to celebrate. I'm getting a lot of stability here. And then Knight of Cups, going after what you want. So very clear message here. All action is going to be required, but on the other side of the healing process and the release of the wound, something is going to open up for you. You're going to be inspired and motivated. You're going to see things more clearly with the sun. The sun is going to illuminate everything, and you're going to want to take action in pursuit of some sort of goal or dream that you have, or pursue something here that you enjoy doing from a work standpoint. And the next house here is the 11th house, and it's known as the house of friendship. Think of your tribe, the people that you choose to be around. That's your 11th house. And so it is your community, altruism, social groups, organizations, colleagues, networking, earned wealth, ideals, humanitarian causes, philanthropy, individual and societal aspirations, hopes, wishes, and good fortune. And so this is the 11th house. And it's in the sign of Sagittarius here. And Sagittarius is independent, honest, intelligent, free-spirited, caring, open-minded, adventurous, and a deep thinker. So let's get your overall 11th house for 2026. Four of Wands, a reason to celebrate. Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation. Both of these fours coming out, because the fours represent stability, this actually feels like something is stabilizing within you, and then you as you relate to other people. And so this is where I was picking up earlier in the reading, where other people might be surprised by the progress that you've made or the changes that they see within you, the way that you respond, interact with other people. It's because you're rebuilding your foundation here, and it's going to have a positive impact. The Four of Wands, I mean, that reason to celebrate, it's parties, it's enjoying the company of your tribe, your people. And I'm also getting the Six of Swords here, and the Six of Swords is moving towards something more calm and stable. This actually feels like it originates within you, that you're moving towards something more calm and stable. And because of the actions that you're taking, letting go of the past, prioritizing the future, this actually feels like it just permeates outside of you, and it allows for relationships to flow easier. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up here. So what are the obstacles and challenges for your 11th house? Page of Wands. So taking action. Seven of Wands. It's standing up for yourself. And Three of Wands, a card of patience. This actually comes through as the wound. The way that the energy is coming through, you're pushing through, you're finding ways to work through this wound. And it feels like the more that you kind of dig into all the layers, the more that you understand everything about it. And that kind of gives you the strength and power to keep moving through it. It's going to take some time here. So what is the advice when it comes to your 11th house? Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is taking action, but it's here. It's the King of Cups that's prioritizing your emotional growth and maturity. The one that says, I'm going to do the healing work. I want to be a better version of myself. I want to be happier. I want to be able to enjoy spending time with my friends and just enjoying life in general. The Moon. And so the King of Cups and the Moon really are coming through as the same kind of energy. It's finding a way to balance yourself out, go with the flow. It's finding that kind of range of emotion that is balanced for you, because it's not a hard, rigid line. It's more of, okay, this is how things normally feel. This is how I want them to normally feel. It's not going from one extreme to the other. It's really about finding that kind of happy medium, whatever that range looks like for you. And it's taking action to get yourself into that kind of category, get yourself into the place of feeling emotionally balanced. Because that is the rebuilding of the foundation. I'm directed right back to that Four of Pentacles. This is what allows for stability within you and also stability within these relationships. And so the last house here is the 12th house. And I'm not going to be able to read it that far away. So the 12th house, it's the house of transcendence. It's really the house of the unseen. So it's your hidden self, your subconscious, unconscious, escape, fantasy, rest, dreams, sleep, addictions, self-destruction, limitations, detachment, confinement, hospitals, brothels, secrets, spiritual experiences, psychic abilities, temples, meditation, karmic debt, intuition, freedom, and healing. So this is you away from the rest of the world. So there is the 12th house card. And it's in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is ambitious, strategic, disciplined, confident, practical, persistent, humorous, wise, strong, and successful. And so let's get your overall 12th house energy for 2026. First thing I'm going to notice here, so I have the High Priestess showing up, but when I look here at the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords, they're both facing in the direction. The way that it looks here for me, it's facing in the future. So it's facing towards opportunity, goals, moving forward here. But it starts with the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is about balancing yourself emotionally. It's learning to trust yourself, be able to rely on yourself to make the right decisions, the ones that are in your best interest. And so it's about learning to trust your intuition and using that to move forward with the Knight of Cups, with all the clarity that it provides with this Queen of Swords. And so I'm getting a lot of trust developing within you throughout 2026. This actually feels like it's going to embody the entire year. Part of it's connected to the healing process, but I'm also getting it from the sense of as you're initiating new beginnings and you're prioritizing long-term goals, what you love and value, you're going to find that the action that you take, even if it's not exactly the right action and you kind of have to make some adjustments along the way, what you're developing within yourself is a lot of internal strength. That's what I'm picking up. What are the obstacles and challenges here for your 12th house? Death card, transformation, endings and new beginnings. Five of Cups, a shift in perspective here, another change card. And then the Two of Wands. And so the way the obstacles are coming through, it's connected to the healing process, but it feels like there is a healing that's taking place with the Death card and the Five of Cups. So shifting into acting from a balanced place and not a place of loss, not acting from the Three of Cups that are spilled over here. And so with that, you're going to be able to see where opportunity exists. This is the direction that you're moving. And this is where you're trusting yourself to make the right choices and to take the right action. And even if it's not 100% perfect, it's enough that you're going to be able to trust yourself. That any modification here does not feel like it's overly significant. It would be minor tweaks along the way. So what is the advice here for your 12th house? Ace of Wands, initiating a new beginning. Take action here. Knight of Swords, move quickly. It feels like once you have the clarity, you are going to be free to move quick. That's what the Knight of Swords is saying. King of Swords, so more clarity. There is something that is clearing up for you, and I do feel like this is going to embody the entire year. As you progress throughout the year, there's something that's going to become increasingly clear. All the steps that you need to take, the goals that you've set for yourself, all of that kind of just becomes more illuminated. And it's because of all the change that you're undergoing now. It's because of all the work that you're doing up front in order to create the new beginning that you want for yourself. So let's get any last messages here that you need to know, because that was all the houses. So let's get any last messages here for Aquarius for 2026. Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about seeing opportunity and potential, but it's the visibility and the clarity is going to come to you. Hanged Man, through seeing things from a big picture perspective, this really speaks to all the work that you're doing, all of it. High Priestess, you're balancing yourself out. You're learning to trust yourself and your intuition along the way. There's this strength and confidence that you're gaining within yourself around the decisions that you make. Also about not needing external validation. So I'm getting that as an external message. Take it as it resonates. That has not shown up anywhere in the reading, but I am getting the sense here that if in the past, part of your wound, part of your healing might have been, okay, I need confirmation from somebody else that I'm making the right choices here. I don't get that sense anymore. I feel like you're going to be able to trust yourself, that you're not looking for that external validation. You're trusting yourself enough to say, no, this is what I want. This is the direction that I want to go. And so now I'm just going to move in that direction. And other people, and I feel like this is again, where other people might be a little bit surprised along the way around how you respond, how you interact, all of this. So Aquarius, this is your 2026 AstroHouse Deep Dive. If it resonates, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.